On the campus of Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina. It's number 6 Furman against number 8 Appalachian State. A very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Bob Rathman bidding you welcome to college football on Fox Sports Net today. When word came out last Sunday about that terrible accident, we weren't sure we'd have a football game to bring you this afternoon. A terrible crash just 6 miles from campus in the wee hours Sunday morning claimed the life of the driver of the other car, and inside this university van, all 13 occupants were injured. 2 remain hospitalized as we come your way today. Student trainer Tim Samsel with a broken leg, and student assistant coach Jonathan Taylor upgraded from critical to serious with a head injury in a Johnson City, Tennessee hospital. But incredibly, some of the injured in that van are back to work this game today. Down in the field, student trainers Ann Smallwood and Katie Smith are getting ready to work this game for Appalachian. My partner is Jamie Dukes, and Jamie, as we get set for one of the biggest games in the Southern Conference of the season, Furman and Appalachian here today, you're going to take a look at a ball club for Appalachian that offers a great defense, and they will need it to slow down the only unbeaten team left in Furman.
Appalachian State does a tremendous job of playing defense, and they play team defense, meaning 11 players get their hat on the ball. They've got 11 guys making plays, and you're going to see right now the All-American right there, Corey Hall, using his tools to make plays. This defense puts 11 bodies on the football if they can. Look at that right there, playmaking ability, and the thing I like about the defense, they have what I call the 2 H's. They'll hit you, and they'll hatch you up.
Hall is a guy who can go north-south and east-west to make a tackle.
Hall's a guy who really reminds me of a guy with the Washington Redskins named Champ Bailey, because he has the complete package. He's not just a cover guy. He's a guy that tackles and make plays.
And for the Paladins, they offer the conference's leading rusher in Louis Ivory.
Louis Liberace Ivory. Watch him tickle those ivories right there. Great footwork. The thing that I really love about Ivory is that he really does a tremendous job of pressing the hole. Watch right here. You'll see him use that footwork. Watch those feet like a typewriter.
He will run the football today. Ivory averaging 181 yards per game. That's number 1 in the Southern Conference. For Appalachian, they're going to make a change at quarterback. They're going to go with sophomore Joe Burchett today, ahead of 2 seniors. Jamie, what does this young man bring to the table?
What he brings to the table is what we all would ask for, an opportunity. He's a very flexible player where he actually brings a measure of running ability and passing ability, and that's what the coaches like.
The head coach of the Appalachian Mountaineers, the veteran mentor Jerry Moore, now in his 12th season here in Boone. And Bobby Johnson, the 49-year-old Columbia, South Carolina native, is the head man at Furman in his 7th year as the Paladins head coach. Partly cloudy skies here at Kid Brewer Stadium. Cool temperatures as we get set. 47 degrees, 45% humidity, and the wind out of the west at 8 miles an hour. The wind chill in the upper 30s. Jimmy Watkins, a tremendous return man, number 5 in 1AA, averaging nearly 35 yards per kickoff return, is the deep man for Appalachian. And for Furman, Danny Marshall getting ready to kick it away. A high noon showdown in the Southern Conference is underway. Watkins, nope, it's going to be caught in front of him and down at the 23-yard line. Beard made the return. Let's take a look at this Appalachian team, Jamie, that comes out 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the Southern Conference. Their only loss was to Troy State here. Then, after the victory, Troy State took over the number 1 ranking in 1AA. Joe Burchett is the quarterback for Appalachian. Sophomore, 6'4", 235 pounds. You see the rest of the Appalachian offensive line. And Burchett to pass. Pump fakes, throws. It's going to be incomplete. That went through the hands of Joey Gibson, the senior from Asheville. Burchett, who has not had a pass picked off this year, will work with these men. The tailback is Kareem Razak. Cornats are at full. And we just saw a moment ago Joey Gibson at flanker for Appalachian. 2nd down and 10 from the Appalachian 24-yard line. Wilcox is the motion man. The toss goes to Razak. And gang tackle tackled as he crosses the 25. Let's take a look at the Furman defense and the way they'll line up today. This is an excellent defensive unit, number 1 in the conference in scoring defense. Their line up front, DeBeer has 3 sacks already this season. Middle linebacker Will Boughton is the leading tackler on the ball club, and a good secondary. Free safety Josh Cooper will be called on today. He's got a couple of interceptions so far this season. That wind is becoming a factor. Jamie just blew the ball off the spot there at the 27-yard line.
Well, you know, it's a little nippy up here. I noticed you got your sweater on. You're looking awful scholarly.
When we come to Boone, we come prepared. Yes, boy, the weather here in the last few days has changed drastically. 3-man rush. Burgett is going to be dropped. Boy, great pressure by Furman.
And you know what, though? The beauty of that play is that the Appalachian State quarterback, Coach Moore, is totally satisfied with that, because the one thing they talk about is they don't want him to turn the ball over. One of the problems that had with Reeves and Jeremiah at quarterback is that they went out there and they sometimes turn the ball over. And that's the one thing that they really like about this young man. He will not turn the football over.
The punter for Appalachian is Nathan McKinney. He leads the conference at 40.9 yards per punt. Zach Smerdzinski is back for Furman. So nothing doing on the first offensive possession for the Mountaineers. And here comes the return by Zach. And he'll take it up over the 40 and then smothered at the 43-yard line.
You know, Bob, something we talked about last night in our prep was that, you know, it's going to be interesting. Normally when you have tragedies like we talked about earlier, and obviously this is a devastating situation, you generally have closure.
And that really hasn't happened yet for Appalachian. Justin Hill is the quarterback of Furman, the all-time leading rushing quarterback in Furman history. Lewis Ivory is the big man, of course, in the backfield for Furman. He is the leading rusher and has got a chance to go over 1,000 yards for the season with a big effort here today. The toss comes Ivory's way, and he's out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 49-yard line. Defensively, for the Mountaineers, and this is a ball club that allows only 93 rushing yards per game. They line up this way. Big change at nose tackle. Ryan Watson moves in for the injured Jamie Laverne. Laverne out for the season with a knee injury suffered last week. Joe Best, the leading tackler on the ball club from his middle linebacking spot. And you talked about the great Corey Hall in at left corner for Appalachian. It is 2nd down and 6 for Furman. Ivory straight ahead. And Ivory met at the 46-yard line, close to a first down. Ivory is an interesting guy. Here's a young man from Fort Valley, Georgia. They switched him from fullback to tailback, and this guy is running with the best in the country regardless of division.
And prior to that, he was actually switched from defensive back to running back, and all the coaches were clamoring to take credit, I'm just kidding, for moving that young man over.
So the 3rd down defense being called upon by Appalachian. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. It's going to be an inside handoff to Derek Russell. And Russell has a first down and plenty more to the 26-yard line. Thinking Ivory, that time the quick inside handoff to Russell.
And the one thing about it is the offensive line is something we will talk about on both sides of the ball will come off of that football. Furman has a tremendous offensive line, guys with a lot of experience and power, and really that is the strength of this football team right across the board.
Well, you figured, Jamie, that something had to give today. Furman averages 330 yards per game on the ground. Appalachian gives up less than 100. Something had to give, and right now Furman taking early control here in the first quarter. Hill at quarterback, and again they go to the fullback, Russell. And Derek, a senior from Austell, Georgia, over the 25, and they'll mark him at the 23-yard line. Linebacker Wes Hunter, redshirt junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, made the tackle.
We'll see a lot of tackle traps and things of that nature today also. Not afraid to move the linemen around, and that's the thing about it is you like the offensive nature of this team. You want to talk about the keys to the game. Furman has to do this. They got to tickle the ivory. Lewis has got to have a big game. You want to talk about keeping in front defensively? These guys do a great job of keeping everybody in front of them.
Ivory, 3 carries, 12 yards. The pass will go to Stansbury, the tight end, and he'll take it to the 10-yard line. Trent's a junior from Lilburn, Georgia, 6'3", 238 pounds. And it is another first down for Furman. They can get another first down without scoring. But defensively, they get 3 and out, and offensively, they have taken charge right away.
And the thing is, again, you ask yourself, and I asked the question, how into this game can these players be when you consider the emotion of what happened over this course of this week?
Stansbury, the motion man, lines up as a wing to the right. He'll be a potential blocker for Ivory, but that time Appalachian defense is there. Ryan Watson was the first man to get to him. 6'2", 290-pound junior from Largo, Florida.
Ryan Watson, a tremendous football player. You're going to see right here, he does a good job of reading, reacting. He's going to flow off there, and you make his play. And watch the contact there. I love contact.
To give or to receive?
Both.
It's second down. Nowhere to run, and Justin Hill taken down at the 12.
Justin Hill's a guy that you don't hear a lot about him, but he is truly the leader of this football team. He is really the glue. And what they want to do with Justin Hill is they don't want him to make mistakes. You're going to see about every 8 plays that this young man will throw the ball. They'll roll him out. They'll run bootlegs. You'll see here right there, season numbers right there, 52%, #1 in the conference. This young man on third down is a very accurate passer, and he does a good job of reading the team.
From the shotgun. Hill looking. And a man open in the left flat, but instead the pressure comes up with a sack and a penalty flag at the 29.
And it's a good call. It is grounding. Intentional grounding by the quarterback, because as the rule states, there's not a problem with throwing the ball. He does the right thing by trying to throw the ball out of bounds, but he has to be outside what we call the tackle boxes. And what that basically means is really more of the tight end, from tight end to tight end. If he's outside of that, that's how you make the play. But if he's inside that tackle box, it is a penalty.
Intentional grounding against the offense. It's a violation at the spot.
So that will take Furman back to the 29-yard line. They are going to try a field goal. And it's going to be Danny Marshall, the freshman from Atlanta, to try it. He's 7 of 8. And this one will be a 46-yard attempt. It's not going to make it. So Marshall's field goal attempt is no good from 46 yards, and with 9:09 to go in this first quarter. There is no score. Appalachian dodges a bullet with a big pass rush. Back to Boone after this. A lot of football programs, a lot of universities go through tragedy during an academic year. You never really know how to gauge the emotions, particularly if an athletic team is involved, and you wonder about that for Appalachian today.
Oh, no question about it. The thing about it is, generally when you have tragedy, you do get closure because there's a tragedy, but this thing has gone on and will actually continue to go on because people are still in the hospital.
So the Mountaineers get it back, and they go to Jerry Beard, the tailback. Junior from Lincolnton, stacked up and met by number 9, John Thrift, the junior from Hartwell, Georgia.
And Bobby Johnson, it does a great, his defense, it's that bend but don't break philosophy. What they do, they keep everybody right in front of you. They want to see teams go out and implode themselves. So they do a good job. You'll see a lot of things happen, but one thing you'll notice also is that they are excellent tackles. You will see very few people miss a tackle today for the Furman defense. You'll see right here some of the keys to the game right here. And you see that elephant hunting right there. Elephant hunting means get those ivory tusks of Lewis Ivory.
Pass is going to be incomplete because out of bounds was Rashad Slade on the far side. A nice pass by Burchett and a nice grab, but Slade came down out of bounds.
Again, Burchett doing a good job. Good play action fake right here. Does a good job of firing the ball out. And look at the cannon on his arm. That ball is hot. Receiver doesn't get his feet down, but that's not on the quarterback. That is the receiver's responsibility.
3rd down and 9 from the 30-yard line.
And you know, Bouchette's got to play like actually the water boy Bobby Boucher, you know, because this is his opportunity to shine, and he's got to show him that he's got what it takes.
The blitz. He cannot escape. And again, Furman, Jamie, setting the tone defensively. Sperling, number 98, the defensive tackle.
And on the other side, you'll see again, nobody open. You see the quarterback here basically in shotgun formation, reading the defenses there, but nothing's there. But this is what I like about it. This is what Coach Moore likes. Pull it down, young man, and run the football. Just do not turn it over.
Nathan McKinney will punt. Zach Smerdzinski backpedaling to his 25-30. Nice cut, but can't get away. Taken down at the 34.
You know, I talk about Furman doing a great job of tackling, too. Appalachian State, their defense and their special teams do a tremendous job as well. One of the problems that they have, though, is in the kicking game, Bob, and I'm going to let you handle that because it's a communist position.
I remember what Dave Jennings, the former punter of the Jets and the Giants, told me one time. I said, well, tell me about your football career. He said, Bob, I did not play football. I was the punter. Here's Furman. Now 1st down and 10. Ivory to the 35. This Furman offense, Jamie, obviously with Ivory ground-oriented, they roll up about 330 yards a game. And interesting to note, they average a little over 6 yards per play offensively, primarily on the ground. And this guy, Ivory, has a chance to become the quickest player to 1,000 yards in a season in Southern Conference history. He can do it in 6 games. He came in today with 907 yards for the season. Today he's got 10 on 5. Option. Quarterback keeper, Hill running. Hill's off to the races. Hill at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown.
Justin Hill for the patented touchdown.
What a play.
That's what I'm talking about.
Justin Hill done a tremendous job of just showing you his speed, showing you what he means. And it really is all set up around the running back, Lewis Ivory, because he's a guy, again, got to pay attention to this guy because you know what they're going to do? They're going to run the football. And then you know what Furman's going to do? They're going to run the football. And, Bob, guess what they're going to do?
Would it be run the football?
That you are correct, sir.
Here comes the PAT. And a penalty flag.
That's one of those plays where you get back at a guy. Score a long touchdown. Want to push the guy right in the backfield.
You can see Coach Johnson saying to wave it off. What a career he has had at Furman.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment against the defense is refused. Let's try it again.
And, people wonder why you would refuse that. You think you want to get closer. No, kickers are accustomed to a certain zone. This is just a chip shot, so you want to keep it a normal situation.
Marshall has missed only one this year. This one right down the middle. And Furman tacks on the extra point. With 6:55 remaining in the first quarter, a 65-yard TD option run by quarterback Justin Hill.
And what you're going to see right here is, again, assertion by the offensive line. But watch everybody key out. You see right there the pitch man keys on him, and the quarterback does a good job of faking it out, tucking it up the middle, and going north and south. And the beauty of it is, doesn't have the best speed in the world, but got great speed. But he reminds me so much of that young man from Nebraska, Eric Crouch. Good speed, great field general, not a great drop back passer, but what he does, he's extremely efficient, and that's what you want to be, is protect the ball. You see right there, a long drive, offensive lineman, I know we're tired, 2 plays, 66 yards. Linemen love those big hidden plays.
And we talked about this earlier. Justin Hill, the all-time leading rushing quarterback in Furman history, and gave you a great example of what the young man can run.
That he can do.
So 7-0 Furman. as the Paladins get ready to kick it away. Jonathan Sproul is set to kick it deep, but number 32, Jimmy Watkins, the deep man for Appalachian. And again, the wind a factor as it blows the ball off the tee. For Jerry Moore and Appalachian, this has been a ball club in Furman that has been a real nemesis over the years. The Furman Paladins are the only Southern Conference team with a winning record against Appalachian. 19-7-3 all time, and they have won 8 of 14 games played here in Boone. They've won 3 of the last 4 in this series, and Jamie, they have taken over in terms of control of this first quarter, leading 7-0 today. Watkins from his 6. Trying to get outside. And pushed out of bounds at the 33.
That's a play where you see why that young man has so much talent. I mean, on that return, he had a little stutter step right there that actually bought him an additional 8 to 10 yards. They had the angles on him. The kickoff coverage team for Furman had the angles on him, and what he did was basically stutter step right there. And you see that burst. A lot of athletes in the skill positions. Appalachian
has run 6 offensive plays. They have 4 yards against this tough Furman defense. The handoff goes to the lone tailback, Razak. And the junior gets just a yard, maybe.
And the big problem is, the question of the day is, who will control the line of scrimmage? Watch the penetration here into the backfield. Furman there, you'll see right there, doing a great job of getting penetration in the backfield. That was going to be the key, and that will continue to be the key all day, is who controls the line of scrimmage. That's 6 inches on both sides of the football.
And there's the yardage story. It's been all Furman. The rollout and the toss. And a gain on the play. Not enough for a first down. Stroman made the tackle for Furman. John Pryor, the tight end, making the catch, the sophomore from Reston, Virginia. There's a look at Burchett's numbers. Probably the biggest in that far right column, interceptions, a goose egg there. But remember, he is a redshirt sophomore. He has moved ahead of 2 veteran quarterbacks in David Reeves and Daniel Jeremiah for Appalachian.
And what that redshirt sophomore means is 3 years, so he's not a young kid.
Burchett fakes, pulls it back, and runs for the first down to the 45.
Some things they talk about, talking to Coach Best, offensive coordinator, yesterday, one of the things that he talks about in particular is that he's going to run this young man. You know, Jeremiah, the quarterback, is the guy supposedly who is the running quarterback, but they are very excited about the running ability of this 6'4", 235-pound beast at quarterback.
There's Burchett's rushing yardage this season. He began the day as the Southern Conference leader in passing efficiency. So he can do a lot of things in great size, 6'4", 235 pounds. On the delay, Razak, nothing doing. Boy, the ground game has not been there for Appalachian. A lot of credit to the Paladins. This is a very good team that has excelled all season at stopping the run. VMI had only 4 yards against them. The best rushing defensive effort in 25 years for Furman.
And part of the problem is, you'll see right there, they had a little confusion on the handoff. That's the one problem you run into when you have a young quarterback who hasn't been experienced with working with the first team for a long time. Sometimes you have those handoff problems, and he basically threw the ball out there so that everybody could see where the ball was going.
Appalachian has rushed it 7 times for only 9 yards, and this pass is nearly intercepted. John Thrift, the strong side linebacker, had it right in his breadbasket but could not hang on.
You know, those linebackers, that's the one thing that, you know, the guys on the way back will talk to him. You're going to watch here where they're going to, on the replay, you're going to see a rollout here, and we're going to see a bootleg. And what you have is the offensive lineman pull a fullback, pull out, make a good block on the corner. I think he grabbed his leg, but that's another story. And you'll see where, catch it, baby!
This will set up a 3rd down and 9. First quarter from Kid Brewer Stadium in Boone. The 3rd down conversion story. Burchett back to pass. He's going to go deep down the sideline. This one is going to be complete. And a great over-the-shoulder grab by Joey Gibson.
Execution. That's what they like about this young man. Has a big-time arm, and you'll see on the replay, when they show the replay, this young man puts the ball where only his guy can catch the ball. You see Coach Moore right there, got to be happy. Right here, reading the coverages, he sees it all the way. He's reading the coverages, and watch him just lay it out there. And there's only one person on the field who's going to be able to catch the ball, and that's it. Great catch. Awesome catch.
Joey Gibson, the senior from Asheville, hauls in a 40-yard pass from Joe Burchett. Appalachian first and 10 from the 14. The handoff goes to Watkins. And again, Furman is there. A loose ball. They claim they have it, but no indication yet from the officials. It will be second down, Appalachian ball.
Got to take one more look at this catch. I mean, you're going to see here from the reverse angle here the ball, and great camera work by the guys. Watch the ball come right in over his shoulder. Nobody can catch that ball but one man. And he does a great job of bringing the fingertips. Bob, kind of reminds me of you probably when you were in high school.
In my dreams, perhaps, yes. Here's Gibson's numbers for the year. Over 1,000 yards in his career here at Appalachian. Burchett out of the gun, takes a look, pressure from the backside, gets rid of it, tipped, incomplete. Oh, dangerous to throw the ball in that situation. Burchett got away with one.
But you know what? He found the right guy because the receiver came clean at the very last minute. That's the one thing about the quarterback game. You're going to see right here on the replay right here. Good job initially of the offensive line doing pass blocking. It's a three-step drop. You'll see the offensive tackle, when he drops down like that, that means it's a short play. But it was not open, and it came open. The receiver continued to work, and you see right there, the quarterback found the right guy. It was just one of those situations where it was a little bit too late. Football is very rhythmic as quarterbacks go. Receivers come out even 1-2-3, or they come open 1-2-3.
Brandon Poole, the redshirt freshman, was the man who had him wrapped up. Now Burchett forced to run, and he's hauled down at the 15. And this is going to set up fourth down.
Nearly 15-yard line.
And you know what? Again, good play. Get you some points. Still doesn't have an interception, Bob. So, yes, he might have made some questionable calls, shall we say, but still, the young man doing a good job of poise under these situations.
The Appalachian place-kicking game has been very inconsistent this season. Sophomore Mark Wright is going to get this field goal attempt. Now the referees come running in. And perhaps the play clock was not set properly. Mark Wright, sophomore, is 3 of 6 in kicking field goals this year. Had a 57-yarder against Troy State a couple of weeks ago. This one from 32, and it is good just inside the left upright.
Wright's kick is good.
So Mark Wright puts Appalachian on the board with 2:38 to go in the first. Our score from Boone: Furman 7, Appalachian 3.
Someone's got to go over and find out the Bucks game.
Goal from Mark Wright, 7-3. Furman leading Appalachian here, 2 minutes and 38 seconds, the time remaining in the first quarter. The colors of the mountains in the fall just starting to bring out the robust colors of the leaves changing. Chris Lowry is the deep man for Furman. Kicks it, loose ball, and recovered at the 10. Chris Lowry could not find the handle. Fortunate for Furman. And he was able to fall on that ball back at the 11-yard line.
You're going to see a guy who comes down here, and he actually has touchdown written all over him. You see right there, he fumbles the ball, and he's looked because he's planning on running. So he's got his head. You'll see him just turn his head there because he's thinking, what do I do when I pick it up instead of just falling on it and getting the guys the ball.
First and 10 for the Paladins from their own 11. Furman leads Appalachian 7-3. And it's going to be the fullback, Derek Russell, senior from Austell, Georgia. Came into the game averaging just about 4 yards per carry. He has 6 touchdowns this season. Last year, he had 15 TDs and led Furman with 90 points, a returning starter.
To the 17-yard line.
You know, I talked about Ivory with some good feet. I tell you what, the fullback has great feet as well because it's tight moving when you start working in between those tackles.
Again, the handoff comes inside to Russell. And Derek moves it to the 21-yard line.
You know, Bob, I want to go back to something that you said earlier in the first half of talking about this team, talking about how Furman runs the football. The problem, you know, you think about it, why don't you put 9 guys up in the line? Because they're going to pass the ball. They might have 7 pass receptions at the end of the day. Why not put 9 guys up there? But what they do, what Furman does such a great job of, is they pull guards, they pull tackles, they pull the guard and the tackle, they pull the tight end, they pull the guys from the stands, they pull the coach. Bob, everybody's pulling on this team and everybody's running.
The chains are stretched and short by an inch or 2. As a defensive team, when you see all that movement in the interior line, what does that do to the pressure and what you can do to try to stop that running game?
Well, what it does, it makes you have to kind of go into what we call a 2-gap mode, which that means you got to read and react. And so, therefore, it doesn't give you the opportunity to be aggressive, get in the backfield, and make plays happen because you get guards pulling. If you blitz too much, then you're going to miss if they run an option on the outside.
Furman 1 for 2 on 3rd downs. They've got to go just a couple of inches here to pick one up. And the quarterback will take it, Justin Hill, and he appears to have the first down.
Now, if I was Justin, I'd go out there and try to find big old number 77, big Josh Moore. I think he's a guy, or Josh Moore, excuse me, he's a guy that I want to roll up behind his big old butt because he is a road grader and he's not from Decatur.
So another conversion for Furman. There's Josh Moore, the only senior up front for Furman, 6'5", 306. An All-Southern Conference performer from a year ago. Yes, I want you on my left and he on my right, and we can take care of business. The give to the fullback. Derek Russell takes it just a few yards out to the 24. And the other thing, of course, Jamie, that this does, the Furman defense getting a nice rest on the sideline.
Oh, absolutely. And that's how you can stay fresh and go 3 and out when you have plays like that. How many times are we seeing now with teams that are built for speed, defense that are built for speed, they have a problem if they play 75, 80 plays in a game. So it's good to keep them fresh so they can go 3 and out.
You don't get nearly as tired playing offense as you do defense, that's for sure. Hughley in motion. And Derek Russell grinds out some more yardage to the 28, and that should do it for the first quarter. Wes Hunter made the tackle.
Excuse me, Bob. You know, the funny thing is, I'm sure there are a lot of people sitting at home right now and say, hey, guys, they're going to run the football here. Bring everybody up. But, you know, again, but it goes back to the execution of this offense. And talking to some of the coaches, this is one of the best lines in football.
That's the end of the first quarter of play from Boone, North Carolina.
Let's go deep.
The Furman Paladins up from Greenville, South Carolina, lead it 7-3 at the end of one. A 65-yard run by Justin Hill, the only touchdown of the opening period. What a day for college football. Bright blue skies here in the mountains of North Carolina. From the heart of the high country, this is Boone. And the campus of Appalachian State. Kid Brewer Stadium holds about 16,000 plus. I mean, you talk about one of the great landscapes for college football in the country. This is it. And 2 outstanding 1AA teams. Furman, number 6, Appalachian, number 8. And the Paladins with the ball and the lead as we start the second quarter of play. Bob Rathman, Jamie Dukes, great to have you with us on Fox Sports Net. And penalty flags before the play began. And the penalty looks to go against Furman.
Got a little excited there. Just, you know, sometimes.
An offensive lineman excited?
Sometimes offensive linemen just get a little bit excited there. And you see Marty Priori, he does a good job, or actually gets out a little bit early because he just couldn't wait to go and do what we talked about. Pull.
We have a dead ball foul. False start against the offense. Repeat third down.
This Furman club, of course, a former 1AA national champion. They won it in 1988. The only unbeaten team left in the Southern Conference at 5-0, 2-0 in league play. They've got it 3rd and 8. High snap and control, pressure, throw over the middle, complete, not nearly enough for a first down. Making the grab, Zach Smerdzinski, and he is thrown to the turf. And looks like that right arm is hanging low. I think he's hurting. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats. And I think, Jamie, the big number that jumps up at you, the rushing yards for Appalachian.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a number that really amazes you when you think about this ball club and what they can do. But again, the main thing is there's no turnovers, and that's what you look at, and that's what they want right now. App State, they want to keep the turnovers down.
So Smerdzinski caught that pass, then got thrown to the hard turf. And that right arm is a problem. We'll keep an eye on that as the punt hits and will be downed, I believe. Yes, there they go at the 39-yard line. A timeout on the field here in Boone, North Carolina. 14:09 left in the second. Furman leads at 7-3. Furman split end Jack Smerdzinski, number 33. Is headed to the Furman locker room. He may have a separated shoulder. Hard to guess from up here, but the way they were working on that shoulder, he caught that third down pass, got thrown to the turf hard, and came limping off. Deep bomb. It's going to be caught. Oh, what a grab at the 21-yard line. Troy Albee first had to find it, then had to catch it.
But just like the Jackson 5, I'll be there, because where he was there. He was there.
Boy, what a grab by the senior from Lincoln to North Carolina. Big play for Appalachian. They're getting their big plays through the air. The ground game is non-existent.
And that's what they might have to do, is just loosen them up through the air, give them a chance to make some plays.
1st and 10 for the Mountaineers at the Furman 22. And the handoff goes to Jerry Beard. Inside the 20, down to the 19. Will Boughton, the middle linebacker, number 20, made the hit for Furman. First team All-America, and what a player he is. Junior, 6'2", 233, from right there in Greenville, South Carolina.
And you talk about it, but we were talking about him earlier this morning, just saying what a playmaker this young man is. He just seems like he's everywhere on the field. But again, it's those front guys up front doing a good job getting penetration in the backfield.
Burchett rolling right. Looks to throw. It's going to be complete. Did he hang on to it? Yes. Another great grab for Appalachian.
That is the best catch I have seen this season. No doubt about it.
That was getting banged around to maintain concentration.
Again, Coach Best doing a good job, offensive coordinator for Appalachian State, rolling his quarterback out, and I want you to see this catch. He taps the ball so he can get it because the ball's a little behind him. One hands it, you'll see right there, taps it, and then finds a way to bring it in. Excellent concentration.
John Pryor, the tight end, close to a first down. Close enough that they'll drag the trains across to measure. Just inside the 12. And again, the Mountaineers are just inches short. Well, let's see what Jerry Moore is thinking here on 3rd down and inches.
3rd down and inches.
Saw Coach Bobby Johnson there exalting his players. Hey, guys, you got to hunker down here, boys. Great drive, though. Excellent drive.
Formation for the Mountaineers. Quarterback will keep it. Burchett has the first down to the 10. So the Mountaineers get a fresh set of downs and 10 yards to negotiate.
That's the perfect time. That's when you have the most fun. when the guys get it, hey, everybody just come, let's lay on top of one another.
Yeah, Dukes, block.
That's right. I want to show you something real quick here, though. I was talking earlier about what the quarterback sees as far as progressions go, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll get back to that a little later.
Wilcox in motion. The toss comes to White. Tries to cut the corner. And nothing doing. Furman's there. Great lateral pursuit at the 11-yard line. Jose White, the freshman, denied as Shelva Smith, the strong safety, came up to make the tackle.
But you know what, though? A great play was made that no one will ever see, and that was Albee, the wide receiver, had an opportunity to block out and possibly clip him, but as close as they are right now, given the fact that, as I would say, Bob, I don't talk about those kickers often. In case something happens here, you don't want a 15-yard penalty to pull that position. So great job by Albee.
He's out wide to the bottom of your screen this time. Here is the flip, and it goes to White. And again, the Paladins hit him and drive him back. Once Appalachian got the first down, they've been stuck in reverse. 2 consecutive plays where they've lost yardage. Will Boughton with the tackle.
I want to go back to something and show you something here. When you look at receivers, what quarterback's looking at is he's looking at these receivers and he's reading progression. So I say 1, 2, 3. So when the play starts, what happens is these players, they come uncovered. So therefore, this guy might be covered over here in the corner. So that's 1 right there. So now you got to go to the other side, read your 2 progression coming across here. So a lot of the time it's all rhythmic and the quarterback's got to see from both sides of the field.
Burchett looking. 1, 2, 3 over the middle and through the hands of Troy Albee.
Pass intended for Troy Albee, incomplete.
Well, the part of that play that you expect is the guy to catch the ball.
That is the other piece of that you would like. But I think what Albee saw, watch it, you're going to see the linebacker come right here from the outside right there. Albee saw a bunch of people. So therefore, he got what we call the little gator arm, where you can only stick the little itty-bitty gator arms out there.
And that comes from anticipating the contact.
No, yes, it does.
You're going to get crushed, and sometimes you get the yips out there.
You're going to get hit anyway.
So a field goal attempt for Mark Wright. And this one's blocked. And it's going to be a touchback. Furman blocks the point of the field goal attempt and keeps the score 7-3.
You see Coach right there?
29-yard attempt. And let's see if we can see who got a hand on it.
Coming from the outside, it looks right here. I can't tell exactly. Actually, the kick may have been a little low. You'll see the kicker there not following through. You know, and again, I don't talk about specialists often. Watch, I think you're going to see right here up the middle, you're going to see, I think the kick is really just low more so than anything else. These guys got great vertical. It actually hits a lineman, I believe, right in the head.
Good grief. That ever happened to you?
No.
Here's a toss at Ivory. Furman breaks a tackle and out over the 25 to about the 27. Well, Appalachian put a great drive together, Jamie. They come up empty. That has to hurt.
And the question is, will that come back to haunt them? Because, again, they had Furman on their heels. And so it's important. You know, we talk about taking advantage of every situation. This Furman team is not undefeated for no reason. And when you have opportunities, you got to get something on the board.
Gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4 from the 27. Ivory just methodically goes about his business over the 30 to the 31. Jason Soule
Ivory on the carry.
Made the tackle, senior from Riverdale, North Carolina, for Appalachian.
First down, Paladins.
See Ivory right there, good football player. But the guys that are really making it happen is Little John, Priori, Stewart, the center, Kruger, and more. Those boys up front are doing a tremendous job. Chris Stewart, good football player. And he's really kind of the quarterback of this offensive unit. Probably the run of the league.
The leading ball carrier in the country is Ivory. Gets it again. Nope, it's going to be the fullback, Russell. A loose football. And Appalachian's got it. Derek Russell coughs it up as he crossed the 40. And it's going to be recovered by Stovall. KT Stovall with his first fumble recovery of the season. There's the first turnover of the game.
And I don't know if Smalls gets his hand. I don't know what happens in there, but I tell you what, great job. That ball pops out, and it's just loose. It's like it's got a little electric thing in its rear end.
KT Stovall coming up from the bottom of the pile.
See right here, good run. Great job right there.
Oh, he ripped it out of there.
Ripping it out of there.
So for Appalachian, Jimmy Freeman, number 40, was the man who was able to wrestle it away. And that gives Appalachian the ball at the Furman 44, first and 10. And Burchett out of the gun, looks over the middle. It's going to be complete. Nice catch. Making the pass, and we've got a penalty flag too. Jose White. Our checking Joey Gibson was the receiver. But the penalty is going to bring it back.
Looks like we had a little holding in the offensive line there, and it's unfortunate there because, again, anytime you have a turnover, coaches like to do what we call sudden change. And what that means basically is you go for the throw right after a play is made because they feel as though the emotions of the opposing team are down, and so why not go for it while they're coming on field? You know, DBs are getting their pants all adjusted.
Holding against the offense. It's on a forward pass. We go back to the previous spot. Penalized 10 yards. Still first down.
What did you say the DBs were doing?
Yeah, you know, they're checking their pants, moving their mouthpiece and all that kind of stuff, making sure their spat looks good. And the spat, just for those at home, spat is that tape that you see around that everybody wears around their shoe. That's called a spat.
Complete. Making the grab for Appalachian, Daniel Wilcox, the tight end, to the 36.
Bobby Bouchard is doing a tremendous job. I mean, watch this angle right here. You're going to see, guys, and great camera work by the boys. Right, see the offensive lineman chopping the guys down, and you just watch that gun. The camera can't keep up with that arm. That's how hot his arm is. I mean, a lot of juice on that football.
Burchett is now 6'4", 11, 113 yards. 5 different receivers have caught passes for the Mountaineers. Burchett rolling and throws, incomplete and intercepted. It's intercepted by Furman at the 30. Shelba Smith off the deflection comes up with the interception, so the team's trade turnovers and the Paladins have it back.
And you can't put that one on the quarterback. Even though I would have probably thrown that ball to the receiver on the outside, still you can't do it. The receiver touches the ball. He's got to make the play. Great call again by Coach Best. Bootleg. You'll see everybody moving to the left. He's going to bootleg out to the right. And you see right there, hey, you got to catch that ball. Great defensive play, though, by the defensive back. You'll see right there. You got to get your hands on it, home. You got to catch the rock.
Boy, good reaction by Smith to come up with that pickoff.
And that's a hard thing to do when that ball is deflected because the trajectory changes.
Ivory to the 41. There's Shelvis on the sideline for Furman. He is a strong safety man, a junior. They had big shoes to fill. Walter Booth graduated. Shelba Smith, the junior from College Park, Georgia, jumps in there with a big pickoff.
And I tell you what, you know, the defense, I mean, Ivory's got 8 carries for 23 yards. The defense has done a tremendous job of Appalachian State of containing Ivory. It's unfortunate the other guys are getting loose and making plays for Furman.
Split backs this time for Furman. And a slot as well. Here comes Hill back to pass. Runs out of the pocket. And will get nailed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Hill paid the price. Justin Severns comes over.
And I talked about it in the introduction. 11 guys will tackle you for Appalachian State. Right here, you're going to see Hill drop back. Nobody open again. Great coverage. Corey Hall's got his man. And you're going to see over here to the side. Ha! Hello. Little kiss for your truck.
Yeah. It's 3rd down and 1. Ivory on the toss. Well, I don't know. It depends on the spot.
I'd
say he's short. Yes, by about a half a yard.
at the 34-yard line. At the 40.
Again, you'll find the secondary coming up to gang tackle and make plays. And I say that because defensive coordinators do not like their secondary making tackles. Watch right here on the replay. You're going to see right here, good job of flowing. Everybody keeping contained from the outside in. You'll see that right there. And Best, what a play right there. Wow. Spinning out and making the play. That's what you call throwing your body around. And here it is. They did not get a great stop for Appalachian State.
Lee Willis will do the punting. And back is Jimmy Watkins for Appalachian. This one angling toward the sideline and out of bounds at the 23. We'll step aside and timeout on the field here in Boone, North Carolina. 6:44 left in the second. 7-3 Furman. Jamie Dukes, this is my man right here. Wind chill's about 38 out there in short sleeves and a t-shirt.
That's my cousin Joe. Hey, Joe. How you doing, baby? Are you sure? Put your arms down. There you go. Excellent.
7-3 Furman, 6:44 remaining before halftime. And it's first down to 10 for the Mountaineers. Play action, near side, and complete. Troy Albee down to his knees to make the catch, the 36.
And people at home, you don't know how hard a throw that is. That's going to go down in the books as maybe a 12, 14-yard gain. That is a very long throw, a very difficult throw to make. Been very impressed with Joe. Been extremely impressed with Burchett. I mean, he just does a good job of surveying the field. Coach Best doing a great job of calling this game. He's got receivers that are wide open right now, and it's really got Furman on their heels.
Jamie, we haven't talked a whole lot about the wind so far today, but it is a factor. We'll show you the flags here in a moment. Here's Burchett rolling right. He's looking and throwing, and it's going to be complete again into Furman territory at the 45. Daniel Wilcox keeps it moving to the 44. Did he lose it? Let's see. The officials are going to say he was down. Daniel Wilcox making the grab, and the Mountaineers have a first down at the Furman 44. The wind, which has been a factor, it's blown the ball off the tee a couple of times. You can see the trees there in the background moving a bit. The flags atop the goalpost. They've kind of wrapped around the pole a little bit, but it is windy down in that field. Burchett back to pass, swings it left and complete to Razak. Razak 40, banged hard out of bounds on a penalty flag at the 36. Andre Stroman over to defend.
And I think they're going to call this back because of holding or illegal block in the back. What a great name, Razak. You're going to see outside. I think Joey Bishop here Joey Gibson on the outside. You're going to see right here blocking. Yes, Joey Bishop. I know.
Joey Bishop
does a great job. He's actually holding or has an illegal block on the corner over there.
We'll have Jack Parr with us at halftime.
That's right.
So actually 2 penalties to be decided.
We have multiple fouls. We have a personal foul, a face mask against the offense, which is a 15-yard foul, and we have clipping against the offense, 15 yards from the flag, first down.
That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah. But the good thing about it, if there is a silver lining for Appalachian State, is they are finding holes. They are finding holes in the defense and are able to, and that's what they talk about. We need to find holes in the seams.
They pretty much checked the running game. Spread them out all over the place. 4-man rush for Furman, and I'm not sure the exact route was run. 2 receivers came together, Albee and Wilcox, and it drew 3 defenders. See, they're talking to one another.
was you, man. You should have been over there. No, it was me. That was my ball, man. That's what's catch. I mean, give me, and that's the one, we talk about. We talked with the coaches yesterday about what do you do with all these receivers. They have a plethora of skill position where, for example, Razak will catch is the third leading passer or reception leader on the team. They spread the ball out a lot, and the question is, there are not enough balls on the field for all this talent.
Burchett has time and throws complete over the middle. Rashad Slade, and it's going to be close to that first down, about 4 or 5 yards shy. So they've made up the penalty yardage down to the Furman 39-yard line. Josh Cooper defending.
And what they're really doing is he's just basically finding the holes in coverage. You're going to see right there in the middle of the field the entire game, it looks like, unless adjustments are made by Bobby Johnson, you're going to see him attack him right down the hash marks. And what that means is that's the level between the linebackers and the safeties. And what you're doing is different in there. You'll see right there, Burchett, 10 for 17, 173 yards, and that's not his interception.
And that one hit the receiver on the backside, Wilcox.
Great job of reading by Burchett. Unfortunately, the receiver didn't see it, and the receiver didn't do anything wrong. There wasn't a blitz. The pressure was coming. Burchett knew he was going to be open. He also saw the defender coming at him. No, he didn't have time. He had to get the ball off, and what you end up with is an incomplete pass on a situation where the receiver does our quarterback does a good job of reading the receiver.
Nathan McKinney, the Appalachian punter. And this punt is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Timeout at Appalachian. Furman 7 and the Mountaineers 3 back after this.
A swirling wind kind of reminds me of the Meadowlands, where we're sitting down in a hole here, and so what happens? The wind just swells.
Furman throwing and completing it out to the 37-yard line. Trent Stansbury with another nice grab, sliding catch at the 37. First down for the Paladins.
I asked Coach Moore. I said, these guys don't pass the ball. He said, you know what they do? They timely pass the ball. And you'll see right here, quarterback does a good job, again, rolling out, hitting his man. And again, because they will draw you to sleep because, you never see a pass and you're looking to go ahead and tackle because every 9 plays, they might throw the football.
A 22-yard gain. Now Ivory loses the football but gets it back at the 39. You're talking about the Furman passing game. Hill has attempted just 3 passes today, but he's completed all 3.
And that's exactly what Coach talked about in our chat yesterday. If you remember, that's the thing. He said they just pass the ball as what they need. Take a look right here on the replay. You're going to see, again, they're running what they call the jab OT play, where you pull the tackle and the guard, and you're going to see a great stick right there. Put your hat on the ball.
Boy, and Ivory lucky to have it come right back to him. Second down. Just shy of the 40. 4th pass attempt, and Hill throws complete again, and the tight end Stansbury is off and gone. Touchdown, Furman. Trent Stansbury comes across, makes the clean reception, and takes it into the end zone.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They just ran the same play they ran on the other side of the field, and they ran it to the wide side of the field on that play.
13-3 with the extra point coming up. So the folks in purple from Greenville with a lot of smiles. And here is Danny Marshall's kick. And it's good. Timeout. 3:28 left in the second. Number 6 Furman leads number 8 Appalachian 14-3. It's Furman 14 and Appalachian State 3. You're looking at tight end Trent Stansbury, who just pulled down his longest reception in terms of yardage of his career, and it goes for 6.
I actually made a mistake when I said they ran the bootleg, and what they did basically was go to the tight end once again, because I'm sure he went to him and said, hey guys, they're not covering me. Great job of execution, finding the tight end, and again, Hill putting the ball right where it's supposed to be. Very efficient. Again, 4 for 4. You see the drive right there, 3 plays, 80 yards. But again, this young man is 4 for 4 for 100 yards and a touchdown. Should have a good quarterback rating at the end of the day.
Jonathan Sproul to kick it off. And Joey Gibson. Here is the kick. And the return for Appalachian. Ooh, and another hard hit. Out to the 23-yard line.
You know, I wish people could really get a sense at home of the hitting that's going on out there. These guys aren't dropping the ball and putting it on the carpet because guys are nice guys. They're putting it on the carpet because people are getting knocked around. Something bad's going to happen to somebody out there, and that's not all a bad thing when you're talking about the football field.
So a penalty to re-kick.
And, you know, this is one of those times when you talk about a guy who's a big playmaker. They need a big return out of Jimmy Watkins. He's leading the conference in both punt returns and kickoff returns. And, you know, it's one of those things where he's got to get to the ball. You know, wherever they're kicking the ball to, he needs to be on that side because he's a guy who is a playmaker.
Coming up at halftime, our College Football Saturday studio show will come your way. Who's number one? You've got a difference of opinion out there. Florida State moving into the top spot in one of the polls. We'll reflect on the week that was here at Appalachian. And, of course, our halftime stats and highlights. So stay with us. The halftime show coming right around the corner. 14-3 Furman with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. And again, it's Jimmy Watkins, number 32 deep for Appalachian. He averages 35 yards per kick return. And as he approached the ball, our friend the wind intercedes.
You know, we talk about it, you know, like I said, Jimmy Watkins is their playmaker. And, you know, the thing is, he's over here. You like the ball, they're kicking the ball over here. So get him over there, you know, because he's a guy who can make things happen. Right now, Appalachian State needs a big play. And he's your playmaker. Again, a guy who's a big-time receiver, but he's also a big-time playmaker.
Andre Stroman holds it on the tee. And Watkins with the return, 30, 35 to the 36.
Watkins on the return.
So they did move Watkins over to get the ball.
You'll see right here, Watkins kind of cheats himself over here a little bit just to get to the ball. You see right there, absolutely, because he's the guy. Now get up there and block somebody now. See, that's the one thing about receivers. When they want the ball, you know, it's funny. They won't get up there and block. Everybody wants to be the return man. You know, offensive linemen want to be the return man, and they won't. If the ball's near them, they think it was meant for them.
Mountaineers first and 10. Burchett out of the shotgun, throws over the middle, deflected nicely and incomplete. What a beauty by Shelva Smith. He came up with the interception earlier in the game, denied Razak, and Shelva Smith getting the pat on the helmet. Nice play by number 38.
And that was the first bad throw if I saw one today, because he does not lead the receiver. Razak was there. Razak was wide open. But you got to get the ball out front here a little bit, because Razak had the angle on him, had his man beat.
Second and 10 from the 37. Just over 3 minutes to go, second period. Nearly intercepted. Intended for Wilcox. Cooper defending. There's Josh, the junior from Cincinnati.
I'm one of those guys that means if you get your hands on the ball, that means you're supposed to catch it. You'll see right there passing yards, and a lot of those yards really come from that last play. You see rushing yards, 10 yards. Wow.
In 12 attempts.
10 yards for the Peak.
Third and 10. And Appalachian's going to take a timeout.
Timeout. First timeout. Appalachian State.
14-3 Furman. And quarterback Joe Burchett over to the sidelines.
And again, Bob, Burchett has actually played a tremendous first half when you look at it. The interception was not his. I'm not going to give him credit for that. And you'll see right there the beautiful scenic view we've had an opportunity to spend over the last few days. You see the flagpole there, wind swirling a little bit, but look at those trees.
It's gorgeous up here in the fall. The change of the seasons in the North Carolina mountains. And what a fantastic venue for college football here. Kid Brewer Stadium on the Appalachian campus. But not too many smiles down there in that Appalachian huddle. They have been stymied offensively. We showed you the graphic about the passing yardage, but Jamie, that's been between the 20s. They haven't been able to take it into the end zone.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, you have got to, when you have opportunities, you have got to score. You got to scratch up and get something. Special teams, as you brought up, and rightfully so, a concern for this team when you consider the fact that the kicking game, you know, five missed PATs, a few missed field goals going into the season. I mean, going into this game. Those are the areas where, okay, you don't get the touchdown, but you got to try to scrap up 3. Imagine if they'd have got 3 points on that last play. They'd only be really a touchdown and a 2-point conversion down.
Instead, down 11 and a long third down here. Furman rushing 3. Pass intercepted at the 50. The Paladins with the pickoff. And that did not look like a particularly well-thrown ball. Sterling Frierson, number 43, with the interception for the Paladins.
And what you're going to see is a team going to a 3-8 look, which means they're rushing 3 defenders and they're actually having 5. And you'll see right there, sitting there waiting on it, reading the quarterback size. There were 3 guys in that general area there to make the play. When you drop 8 guys, those zones, all of a sudden, they really tighten up. And what he's been seeing, Burchett has been seeing the whole time, has been 4 down, cover 2.
Toss to Lewis Ivory. Out of the corner quickly, takes it into Appalachian territory at the 46. The Southern Conference leading rusher at over 180 yards per game. We talked about the fact that he has a chance to become the quickest to 1,000 yards in a season. He would gain it today in his 6th game. And so far today, Ivory has 24 yards in 11 carries, so well under his average. There's another young man, of course, in this conference named Adrian Peterson. And he will be at Western Carolina later today, and he could get 1,000 yards in 6 games, but he'd have to turn out 218 against the Catamounts. Nothing doing for Justin Hill at the 50-yard line. Joe Best up to make the tackle.
And he is the best. I mean, acceleration. That's what I like about this young man. I want you to see the acceleration right here. The quarterback, you see Hill come down the line. All of a sudden, you're going to see a dart just jet right through there. Great speed. Look at him gain an angle on him. And you saw him throw his body around earlier today. Appalachian State has done a tremendous job defensively. Talking about 24 yards holding Ivory, the guy leading the conference in rushing, leading the country.
Boy, nobody covered the back out of the backfield, but Hill did not see him. That time, Quentin Burton, number 5, peeled out to the right of quarterback Justin Hill. And Appalachian really got away with one that time. Timeout called. Stops the clock with 1:23 left. Take a look if you can. I'm not sure quite what angle we have here, but Burton will peel out to the right. Number 5 right there, unchecked. He disappears from your field of view here, and then the pressure came.
Menina right there on the end there playing good job of pass rushing, calling the timeout, trying to get the ball back. Coach Moore wanting to take the opportunity to go out and maybe get 6, 7, 3, 2 maybe? Anything? Any comers? Can anybody help me out here?
Need some points.
Anything.
1:23 left in the half. 4th down. And Furman to punt. Lee Willis, the junior. There he is, ready to kick it away.
And the playmaker back there again, Jimmy Watkins.
Waits at his own 10. Punt. Watkins drops it. And is able to get it back at the 21-yard line. So the Mountaineers are going to have a ways to go here in the last 74 seconds of the half.
First down, Mountaineers.
Just over the 20. We'll call it the 21, 1st and 10.
But you can rest assured, Coach Moore is going to let them air it out. Coach Best will throw that football.
Burchett passing today. He is 10 of 21, 2 interceptions. His first 2 picks of the year, 166 yards. Burchett down the sideline. Hanging up there. Caught! Great grab, and then he dropped the football. And Furman has it at the 22-yard line. Can you believe that? Troy Albee had the catch and then just dropped it, laid it, in fact, bounced it on the turf, and Furman comes up with the fumble recovery. Josh Cooper came up with the ball.
To answer your question, no, I cannot believe that young man just dropped that football. You're going to see right here, quarterback just back, again, does a good job throwing the ball outside. A little underthrown there, and the wind's a part of that problem, and just literally just drops the ball. But the question is, does that ball get out of bounds? He does a good job of getting it before it actually gets out of bounds. Wow.
It's been that kind of a day for the Mountaineers. Now 63 seconds left in this first half. Hill options beautifully. You talk about, there's a football term where you say you option the defensive end. Well, that's exactly what they did that time. It was just the move of Hill, just as good as a block.
Efficiency. That is what he is. That's what coaches talk about. This quarterback, Hill, is a guy who's extremely efficient, protects the football.
A timeout here at Appalachian. 57 seconds left in the first half. We'll be right back. (14-3) Furman, the little house on the hill, overlooking the festivities here at Kid Brewer Stadium at Appalachian. Furman, a little tough to get to in the wintertime. You know, you got to up that slippery slope. Here's Hill back to pass. Stumbles, recovers, penalty flag. And Hill taken down at the 26.
Penalty flag on the play.
Justin Severns with the tackle. Hill, senior from Greer, South Carolina.
There's a good chance one of my offensive brethren grabbed a little cloth.
You know that look.
Yes, I do.
Yes. When they go reaching for the hanky.
That's right. See who's got his head down, because that's the guy who did it. See referees having a conference there.
Against the offense. Refuse. Third down.
Well, the Mountaineers trying to get it back. They have one timeout left. Clock now runs.
Third down and 6.
On 3rd and 6.
25-yard line.
Play clock is at 10 right now, so they could take this down to about 24 seconds. Hand off to Ivory. And Lewis fights his way, and another flag. That'll be a face mask.
Penalty flags on the play.
Stopping the clock with 20.7 seconds left in the half.
You'll see right here on the reverse angle right here, good job of penetration there, but good running there. You're going to see the face mask right there by the All-American, Corey Hall.
Face mask against the defense. 15 yards. First down.
So any thoughts that Appalachian had of getting the football back before halftime vanish?
Like Houdini.
An automatic first on the personal foul. We'll take it out to the 41-yard line. Well, the good thing for Appalachian is coming up, halftime. They've got a chance to regroup because they're just not in sync here. Hill looks to throw, tipped, and completed. And out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Good grab by Brad Hughley that time. Had to wait. They were going to call the infield fly rule, but Hughley came down with it. He's knocked out of bounds to the 31-yard line. as the clock expires. It is halftime. Bobby Johnson may be saying, hey, wait a minute. You had that ball out of bounds with a few ticks left, and maybe they just kept running that clock. Don't you think we ought to have another play?
Please direct your attention to the midfield.
That says, okay, it's halftime. We're at the break at Kid Brewer Stadium in Appalachian. Furman leads it 14-3. We welcome you back to Boone, North Carolina. We're at halftime of our 1AA Southern Conference matchup between number 6 Furman and number 8 Appalachian State. The Paladins have a 14-3 lead here at halftime. Welcome back upstairs. Bob Rathman, Jamie Dukes. Great to have you with us on Fox Sports Net. The Furman Paladins seemingly, Jamie, have held the upper hand on Appalachian through their history. They are the only club in the Southern Conference with a winning record against Jerry Moore. It's a ball club that comes to Boone seemingly year after year, undaunted by the task at hand, and they control that first half right from the start.
Yeah, I think they have the icky paluki on them or something, because you just don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand what it is when you think about the game plan of Furman and what they do. You'll see right here, Furman's going to run the football. They run the option, quarterback does. That's what the reverse option on this particular play does a good job, Hill, of just tucking the ball. Get to the outside, kid. Get the ball to the outside. Now put the ball to the outside, but nonetheless does a good job of just executing offense. Extremely poised football team. But at the same time, you know what they're going to do. We talked about it. They're going to run the football and run the football.
Appalachian got a field goal from Mark Wright, but this one, Jamie, we're still not sure whether it was blocked or it just was a low trajectory and hit one of the linemen in the head.
Well, there's no question it was definitely a low, and that's, you see exactly why, Bob, I don't talk to kickers. I never have, because this is a communist position. These guys work all day, and you'll see right here, here's another an interception here, another miscue. When you talk about Appalachian, they've had miscue after miscue in the first half, and again, I go back to very difficult week for them, a lot of things going on, and they just aren't as sharp as they probably would be.
Sheldon Smith with the interception, and then Justin Hill, a beauty here. Watch the tight end, Trent Sansbury coming across. He'll turn this into a 60-yard touchdown play.
And again, Hill, very efficient quarterback, puts it only where his tight end can catch the football, and the tight end's got little wheels on him.
So a time for Jerry Moore and Appalachian to get back into that locker room and really regroup. They've got 30 minutes of football left, and they're only down by 11.
Absolutely, they're in great shape, because you think about it, they've had success throwing the football today. They just haven't been able to do it, as you said earlier, just between the 20s, and what they've got to do is find a way to get a score. When you go back to this first half, think about if they would have got a field goal right there when they were really down there at point-blank range, all they would need really is a 2-point conversion and a touchdown, and they would be right back in the middle of the game. So they're not that far out of it. It's just a situation, as you say, Bob, that would work. First half, threw a couple of interceptions. Definitely not his. 11 for 22, 224 yards. This young man has really shown a lot of poise, and I think they're going to go right back with him, put him in the game, because really the first half really has not been his fault.
Lewis Ivory may be the leading ball carrier in the country, but he's third on his team today. Quarterback Justin Hill has 58 yards. Derek Russell, the fullback, has 49. Then Lewis Ivory, 12 carries, 29 yards. Ivory has gone over 100 yards in 8 consecutive games and 10 of his last 11. Mark Wright with the kickoff for Appalachian. And it's Lowry on the return. Straight ahead over the 20 to the 25-yard line. And it's going to be Furman football at that point.
You know, that's what I like about, especially not really like about Furman. Furman is not a flashy team. I mean, Furman is a team, they just go to work. We come to do our business, and that's what we do.
Off to their best start since '91, quarterback Justin Hill. Racking up nearly 200 yards in total offense in that first half. First down and 10 Furman from the 26. And Ivory gets a lead block and carries it to the 30. Over right tackle. Ivory's 13th carry of the day.
Well, you call that a lead block. I call that more a caravan. When you talk about big old number 6. Those big old offensive linemen. Amari Fiore does a good job of pulling up in the hole and really making it happen. But that's what they do. I mean, real simple. This is a fine football team. But more importantly, they have one of the best lines in the country.
Option. Quarterback keeper jumps over his own man, and Hill still going down the sideline, out of bounds. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 47-yard line. As again, Justin Hill, what a talented ball carrier he is.
And you talked about it early as far as optioning the end. What you're going to see here is a quarterback option the end. Watch number 27 right here. Sotman's right there. Ooh, excuse me. And what you said, you dropped his what?
Transmission.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what is it about quarterbacks in South Carolina can run the ball? You got Woody Dantzler down the road at Clemson, and you got Justin Hill in Greenville.
Black 34! Black 35! Black 35!
This time Appalachian. Boy, what a line surge to break up that option play. Boy, they were in there as Hill was taking the snap from center. Josh Jeffries was right in there.
Again, penetration is really what it's about. And I think that you might have had a little conversation in the locker room there, Coach Moore. Tell them, hey, guys, we got to get this thing together. We are not playing that poorly. We are just not getting it done when we have the opportunities.
Second and long. Ivory. And Best there to knock him down at the 46.
Best must have 25 tackles in the game. And more importantly, he's got spectacular plays. His responsibility obviously has been to spy Mr. Ivory, and he's done a good job. I talked about it earlier, pulling the tusk of Mr. Ivory, and that's exactly what he's done so far. Best has got the best of this one-on-one matchup. You'll see right there, 3 for 20, 2 for 7 there on the third down conversion, 3 for 9. Great defense being played on third down.
Joe Best, 43 tackles to lead the team. Coming into the game, the throw is going to be incomplete, nearly intercepted. Strong safety. Coming over, number 4. Remy Awolowo nearly pulled that one down, but it's going to negate the Furman drive, and Appalachian gets it back to start this third quarter.
And, I talk about, mama, here comes that man again. Here comes Best. You're going to see him fire through here on the blitz and get to the quarterback. He does a tremendous job. Again, guy making plays, causing the quarterback to have to throw the ball early. You're going to watch him scoot right through there on the outside right there, make the blitz, and get a little love tap on the quarterback. Good football play. That's exactly why that play turned out the way it did.
Oh, it's blocked. But right back into the punter's hands, Willis. He's got to get to the 40, to the 38 for the first down, and it's out of bounds. What a block. Talk about smothering the kick. Westland Hunter coming through. Boy, that'll get a game turned around.
And I'm more impressed by the specialist, shall I call him, because he actually had presence of mind to pick up the ball and continue to try to run and actually get a first down. But that's a big play that Appalachian State needed.
Now let's see what the Mountaineers can do with it. Toss sweep. Outside Watkins. Cuts the corner. 50 and out of bounds at the 48.
Jimmy Watkins on the carry.
Jimmy Watkins, the junior from Elberton, Georgia, starting to get it cranked up, and you can feel the momentum shifting in this game.
Absolutely. And again, this young man has jets. Right now, he's coming out of the football game, but a guy who really makes things happen. A leading receiver, a leading punt returner and kickoff returner, and is also a player who gets lots of minutes. So he's a guy that can really make it happen. And they're going to, if they want to win this football game, you got to have to hear more from Jimmy Watkins.
Second and short. The toss comes to Razak. He's got the first down. Out of bounds at the Furman 46. Richie Jackson over defending. Razak, a junior from Winston-Salem, transferred from Wofford.
First down, Mountaineers.
Returning starter, he was the leading ball carrier for this Appalachian team last year with 10 touchdowns and 9 yards shy of 1,000. 12:32 left. Third quarter. Furman 14, Appalachian 3. Fresh set of downs. Fake the toss. Come back this side, and it's going to be complete. Slade is going to be out of bounds at the Furman 40-yard line.
Burchett's pass complete to Rashad Slade out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
I want you to watch them. Talk about reading react defense. You'll see right there, number 64 does a great job of hustling to the football. You're going to see outside. Again, good play call. Get all the motion going to one way and then shift it back the other way. Throw the ball out there. But watch the hustle right there. The guy wearing my old number 64, getting his big old butt out there.
That's Steve DeBeer, the junior from Atlanta.
I'll have one.
Marist. Razak, shifty moves to the 30, to the 28. Another first down for the Mountaineers. Josh Cooper made the tackle.
Now the offensive line of Appalachian State is kind of coming off that rock a little bit. I wonder what the conversation was in there with the old lineman, but you see right there, good job of reading. He runs with the ball. I like the body lean also of Razak. Actually, I love his name, Razak. I mean, he just really has one of those great football names.
Had a couple of touchdowns against Wake Forest in the first week of the season. An Appalachian victory in Winston-Salem. First and 10 at the Furman 28. Here's the toss to White. And he's out of bounds, and a penalty flag goes flying.
Jose White on the carry.
What you have is what you call a little extra love on the sidelines. Just wanting to show that we care.
I think that would be called a tough love.
Yes, you could call it that.
Here's Jose White, the freshman. And then just a little extra for your money there. 14-3 Furman.
We have dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense, and we have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense. It'll be second down.
So maybe something was said after the late hit.
Going to find a bathroom.
It will be second down, and for Jerry Moore's Mountaineers, boy, I would have loved to have been in that locker room at halftime. Not that, they got to repaint the walls or anything, but obviously he's got this ball club recharged and refocused.
Well, and another guy, I actually played with many moons ago, Stacy Sorrell. He's the guy who's the offensive line coach who's done a tremendous job, and I'm sure he had a little bit to say to his boys.
Second down. Burchett looking. Burchett to the end zone. Corner. Incomplete. Intended for Joey Gibson. Good coverage that time by Furman as they had Jackson and Cooper back there. That stops the clock. 3rd and 8 with 11:44 to go in the third.
And Bob, you talk about, we talked earlier about the movement between the 20s. And people ask yourself, why are they not scoring when they get inside the 20? Well, the reason they're not scoring is because the field shortens up. It shrinks up. And so, guys, there's not as much space to move around, not as many holes to work from.
Burchett dealing, throwing, complete, and hit at the 20. Razak just kept going and got an extra yard.
There is hitting going on. Get up off the couch at home. Watch right here. You're going to see outside right here, the receiver. You're going to see Razak lined up in the slot. And you're going to see him just run a little under route right here. And he's going to catch the ball. And watch the second effort. Two guys tackle him, but watch the second effort of this young man. Again, wake up, go to the fridge, get you some popcorn. We got a football game here, people.
Fourth down. We'll call it a long one. Inside handoff to the fullback, Kornatsu. And Neal just keeps driving for that first down. He was stopped initially, a penalty flag
on the play.
But give the senior from Advanced North Carolina a lot of credit. He was moving that whole pile.
this is one of those criminal crimes, as you would say, aiding and abetting.
Yeah.
You were aiding and abetting the running back to get that extra yard, and they called the penalty on that. So I think they're going to decline because I don't believe they got the first down. And I think that's what Coach Bobby Johnson is waiting for, is to determine, but whether he decides to take the penalty or not, determine whether or not they get the first down or not. If they don't, or if they do, obviously he'll try to take advantage of it.
Short. And Furman gets the ball. Big play.
Big play. Big play.
And again, Appalachian between the 20s. Getting the red zone, nothing.
But, you know, a couple weeks ago when we did the East Carolina Pirates game, one thing we talked about, when you are at home and it's a fourth down situation, sometimes you got to go. They were in a good situation, and I like the call of Coach Moore to go ahead and make the play to try to get the first down.
So Furman gets it back, 1st and 10. Ball on their own 18. Lewis Ivory. And the blocking to the outside, decided to cut it back, and there was nothing there.
Guess who?
Would it be Mr. Best?
Yes, it would be, sir.
Well, he's a player.
He is really a football player. And again, good instincts. But the thing about it, apparently they will not let Mr. Lewis beat him today. Everybody else might do their thing, but obviously the defense has made the commitment to say, we're going to stop this young man. He will not get over 100 yards on us. And great effort by Appalachian State's defense.
15 carries, 38 yards for Lewis Ivory. And the quarterback is taken down. No, Hill finds the going tough. Appalachian has stepped it up defensively.
Again, if you look at really the flow of this football game and you look at who has been executing, who has not been executing, again, Furman playing very good football, especially defensively, but at the same time, offensively, Furman's offense has had big plays that have led to the 2 scores that they've had in the first half.
Furman leading the conference, but not today. Just 2 of 8. 3rd and a long 7 here. Option right. Lewis Ivory. Not this time. Great pressure. Led by the free safety. Steve Kitchens came up. Kind of knocked Ivory off course. And then Jimmy Freeman finished him off.
Again, talking about the secondary making plays. All 11 guys will make a tackle, which is unusual. Coaches, like I said, do not like for their safeties to make tackles. That's not Coach Moore's problem.
Lee Willis, the punter, and Jimmy Watkins, the deep man, at his own 38. Watkins waits, has it. To the outside, 45, and to the 46. So excellent field position for Appalachian.
To the 46-yard line. First down.
So despite the fact that the offense couldn't convert on that 4th down, the defense keeps Appalachian right in it, gives them great field position. Football Saturday in the mountains. North Carolina, 14-3 Furman leads Appalachian. Bob Rathman, Jamie Dukes, great to have you with us on Fox Sports Net today. Feels like football. Nice cool temperatures.
Crisp.
Mountaineers on 1st down. And the handoff to Kareem Razak, Jr. from Winston-Salem. Taking it over midfield. To the Furman 49-yard line.
And you notice, I remember in the first half when they were trying to run the plays right up the middle there, they were only getting 2. Matter of fact, they weren't even getting a yard. And now here you rattle off 4 big yards here in the first half. The question of the day, is Furman's defense tiring a little bit? Because offensively, you know, it's hard to rush the passer. And early in the first half, Burchett, he actually did a lot of passing.
Burchett rolling, has protection. Throws the football to the near side and way incomplete. Not a black shirt in the vicinity. The only man near the ball was Troy Albee, and he was about 15 yards away. Let's see what the flag's all about. So Albee, the reason perhaps he wasn't in the play is because he got hit. Let's see.
You're going to watch right here and see actually where he's actually driven out of bounds. He's got the defender beaten. What the defender does is illegal chuck more than 5 yards down the field because he was beat on the play. A good out and up for the touchdown had he been able to continue his route.
Illegal use of hands against the defense on an eligible receiver is a 10-yard foul. First down.
So Joe Burchett
First down, Mountaineers.
will have the Mountaineers at the Furman 39 thanks to the penalty. It certainly draws the ire of Bobby Johnson, the head coach of the Paladins.
And again, Appalachian State, if they're going to do anything, they've got to take advantage. I mean, let's look at the chart and see how many times these guys were inside the 20.
Toss comes to Razak. Or rather to Jerry Beard.
Jerry Beard.
And he's got it at the 36.
And I tell you what, a guy who makes a heck of a play on that play is Marion Martin, who actually gets blocked, falls down, and comes up and makes the tackle.
Let me tell you about Marion Martin. Senior weak side linebacker, GTE Academic All-America. His major, graduated last May, chemistry. How about a walk in the park? He had a pioneer research project called Mass Selected Matrix Isolation, which Jamie Dukes will be explaining later.
And that was what now? Could you say that again?
I would be happy to. This is Marion Martin's pioneer research development, Mass Selected Matrix Isolation.
Oh, I know what that is. Okay, I know what that is.
Well, Sperling limps off. An official's timeout for the injury.
Sperling, a good football player from Southwest DeKalb High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Played on a team with a kid named Carter that plays at Georgia, some quarterback or something like that. That Quincy or something like that.
Well, the Dogs got a big one tonight. The Vols are in Athens.
Wow.
Twixt the hedges.
Somebody's going to get hurt.
14-3 Furman here. 7:14 left. Third quarter. And again, Appalachian getting close to that red zone. The toss to Beard. Cuts back. Inside the 20 and stopped right there. Nose of the ball over the 20.
The 20-yard line.
Shelvis Smith with the tackle. Jerry Beard, Jr. from Lincolnton, North Carolina.
And you're going to see great execution, and you're going to see great vision. Watch him cut it back against the grain. You'll see him come back against the grain. Nice little tattoo right there, but you got to wrap up. But look at all those white jerseys around. That's the reason why Furman is undefeated. Great defense. Coach Johnson has done a tremendous job of keeping everything in front.
Roll to the right. And the catch is made. Nice grab by John Pryor. Pryor's had a good job. That's his third catch of the day. Marion Martin, again, defending.
At the 17-yard
And you know, we talked about Appalachian State and their inability to score. That's the one thing that Furman builds their defense off, because what they don't believe that offenses can consistently sustain 12, 13-play drive. You can get them with a big play, but by the numbers, they feel as though what they do defensively as far as keeping people in front of them, I mean, really, this is truly the embodiment of the old no-name defense of the Miami Dolphins of years past. I mean, this team, what they do, they read and react, and they keep everything in front of them.
1st and 10. Handoff, Kornatzer. Little gain, if at all.
And we've got one of my brethren down, and he is in a lot of pain down there on the pile. I don't know which one of the offensive linemen it is, but he's got his leg rolled up. And anytime a guy throws his helmet off, and I know that people at home didn't get a chance to see that, it's bad news.
Brian Metz, the right tackle. Number 60 is the injured Mountaineer.
Looks like
And Smallwood, that young lady right there, you heard from her at halftime. She was in that van that suffered the head-on collision last Sunday morning early, just after midnight, on the return from East Tennessee. Remarkable. We saw, Jamie, some of the kids at halftime stop by the booth. The one young man released from the hospital yesterday. I mean, it's just an unbelievable story. But I'll tell you one thing they do have here at Appalachian. In terms of their athletic administration, they have an athletic director here in Rochelle Laney, who is certainly one of the top young athletic administrators, and he helped coordinate a terrific effort this week to make sure that not only were the injured taken care of, but parents and supporters and accepting from other schools their prayers and considerations. And Rocha was the point man. He did a terrific job, because that is something that just reverberates through the entire university community. And
it's really through the conference. I mean, thinking about this, I remember coaches told us about that. There's been a member of the FCA, you remember at dinner last night, a member every day that's gone and spoken and checked on everybody who is still in the hospital at East Tennessee.
Burchett throwing. Complete. Inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Rashad Slade. Big grab. Mountaineers looking to punch it in. Lowry defending, but a great throw by Burchett. He had a little mustard on that pass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just take a little listen to this. I'm not going to say a word, but great execution. Hello.
Doesn't hurt half as bad when you make the catch. Now the handoff. Razak met at the 1. It will be 2nd and goal.
And to draw a great analogy, going back to that last play of how hard that hit is. Go back to some of you golfers that are sitting home on the couch right now. If you're not playing golf, think about the crispness of when you hit that ball. The tighter your ting is when you hit that ball, you know you hit the ball real well. And that's the same thing. The crisper that pop is, the tighter that pop is, that means you really hurt somebody.
Burchett takes it to the goal line. Did he get in? No indication yet. Shy. 3rd and goal.
And if I'm Coach Jerry Moore, I run the same play again. Why do I run that play again? Because I've got a quarterback who's 6'4", 235 pounds. And it's 3rd down right now. If I've got to run that play 2 plays in a row, I'm going to take advantage of the size and strength of my quarterback. You see there Coach Moore there, and there he is, Coach Mr. Burchett right there, having an opportunity to put his team on the board, possibly go for 2, and really get this thing going.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock before 4 and 5.
The 10th play of the drive coming up. Consumed a little over 4. We have 4:05 left in the quarter. Furman leading 14-3. Appalachian bidding for its first touchdown of the afternoon. Sophomore quarterback Burchett into the end zone for the touchdown.
You thought I was physic then, did you? Give it to the big boy. Good job. Again, good, strong quarterback. Offensive line really coming off the ball, particularly here in the second half. Coach Searles talking to his boys. I'm sure that there is stuff all over the place, and you're going to see right now, definitely going to go for 2 in this situation.
This would pull the Mountaineers within a field goal. Out of the shotgun, Burchett throws wide open for the conversion. Wilcox. The Mountaineers and their fans feeling good about things. Back in this ball game, it's now 14-11. Furman 14, Appalachian State 11, a big two-point conversion.
And what you're going to see here on the conversion is receiver does a good job of just finding the hole. There's no set route on this thing. Coach Best said, hey, just go find the seam and sit down. And you're going to see the receiver come across the middle. See, and all he's doing is looking for a hole, and he just sits down in the hole between his zones.
So the Mountaineers within 3. A 10-play, 53-yard scoring drive. As Burchett takes it in for his first rushing touchdown of the year. Eric Rockford kicks off. And it's going to be Lowry on the return to the 20. 25, 30, 35, and a big return out to the 38.
And that's how you answer a team scoring against you. When you feel the momentum shift, that was a big play. When you think about the fact that Appalachian State has gotten the ball on the 40-yard line a couple of times, had great field position, and no matter what happens after this drive, if Furman doesn't make a first down or doesn't get a touchdown, they're going to put the ball and punt the ball and have the ball at the 10, having the whole field to work with. That's the strength of what Furman does. If you give them a short field, they may have more problems.
First down and 10 at the 39. And he'll take it down at the line of scrimmage. Earlier, Brian Metz of Appalachian, their starting right tackle, went out of the game. He's got the knee wrapped in ice. A big senior from Burlington, North Carolina, out of action for the Mountaineers.
No gain on the play.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Furman has not gotten the big rushing game from Ivory. Lewis with just 16 carries, 41 yards. Hill with a collapsing pocket around him. Gets the pass underway and complete. Ivory makes the grab, but Joe Best is there for yet another Appalachian tackle.
Mama, here comes that man again. I think he's got 35 tackles now. This guy is everywhere, cover to cover. Between the tackles, he's in there in the middle. You saw him throwing his body around early in the first half. This young man is playing one whale of a football game.
It will be 3rd and 7. A rolling third quarter clock. The big crowd at Kid Brewer Stadium making some noise in support of the Appalachian defense. From the Paladin 42. Pressure, screen, Ivory can't get a block. Uses his athletic ability to get to the corner, still going. 50 and a first down for Furman. Oh, what a play. Lewis Ivory has not had the big rushing yardage day today, but this time a screen pass, and he makes it happen.
And the one guy who's going to be sick about this whole thing, watch right here, this guy right here. He had a chance to make the highlights for the even. Watch right here, has him lined up, misses the tackle, but watch this effort right here. Watch the effort. Unbelievable. Best misses that opportunity. He's going to be sick. And you see right there, go ahead and flex for me, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Quarterback getting yoked.
High backs behind Justin Hill. 1st and 10 from the 50. And the inside handoff to Jared Russell. Nets Furman a couple of yards.
That's one of those keep you honest plays. And if you remember earlier in the first half, going up the middle like that, that was a play that really had a lot of success. But what they're able to do, that defensive line has been able to settle down in there and shut that off. And if you've noticed, like I said, there is a change in the momentum here. And it's just two teams right now trying to see where that momentum will fall.
2nd and 9. The toss to the outside to Hughley.
Brian Hughley on the carry.
They'll mark him out at the 42. Kitchens, the free safety, over to lead the charge defensively.
To the 42-yard line.
With Justin Hill faced with a 3rd down and 2. And just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Crowd makes noise again. The Furman fans on their feet as well. Good cutback. Dives for the first down. Loose football. And they say Hill was down at the 36. That's enough for a first down. We talked about Ivory's effort with the nose for that first down marker. Same too for Justin Hill.
Oh, absolutely. And Hill is the guy. And I think we're going to see right here. Look here at the replay, right? So you're going to see Hill make a good decision, but that ball comes out before he actually hits the ground. That's a live ball right there on the screen, dodging the bullet. But the one thing that I really like and appreciate about it is that offensive line is trying to assert itself, and that's where you look at with football. The heck with the receivers, Bob. I know you like to throw with the touchdown, but it's the question of every game is the line asserting themselves on both sides of the football.
Hey, if you've got my backside, I'm rooting for the lineman. I want to keep you happy. 34.9 left. Third quarter. We'll take a timeout. With the score, Furman 14, Appalachian 11. Back to Boone in a moment.
Team takes on Davidson. It's a 7:30 start.
Bob Rathbun, J.B. Dukes, and our crew from Appalachian. 14-11 Furman. Final seconds of the third quarter. A first down for the Paladins. Ivory the long setback. Into block as Hill passes over the middle and complete and down to the 16-yard line. Bear Reinhardt with the grab, the sophomore from Seneca, South Carolina, defended by Corey Hall. Reinhardt with a big grab.
And the All-American was all over him. You cannot ask for any better coverage than this. You're going to see right here, right on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see right there, he's right there on top of him. Great throw and catch, great execution. Again, Hill has been, in my mind, been the real star of this show. When you look at his numbers, he's got twice as many yards, Bob, as the star running back, Mr. Ivory.
Hill's going to run it. Hill takes it to the 5. The way he reacted, Jamie, it was like he wanted to hand it off to Ivory. But Lewis had long since gone to block. So Hill said, okay, I'll take it myself.
But a part of that also is the patience of the play action fake, so to speak. And it's not a play action, but what they do, it's the great fake. It's you have time. You don't always have to rush out, and you have the end of the quarter here. You don't always have to rush out when you're rushing the ball.
Hill has rushed for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. He's passed for a touchdown. Furman leads by 3 as we head to the 4th. We start the 4th quarter. Bob Rathbun, J.B. Dukes on Fox Sports Net. Furman on a 1st and goal from the 7. Senior Justin Hill sets him down in the eye. Derek Russell. His progress marked at the 3. Justin Severns with the tackle.
And again, I am just so impressed with the offensive line, the poise of this football team. You look at Furman and how they're just coming off the ball, executing the offense, trying to take the crowd out of the game. Big momentum shift here. Appalachian State scoring a touchdown, and they just turn right back around. And here we are, 2nd and goal on the 3-yard line.
Furman has rushed the ball 41 times, thrown it 9. Hand off again. The fullback, Derek Russell. Nothing doing. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
And the guy I talked about at the beginning of the game, again, cornerback Corey Hall, first guy in there on the pile, getting underneath the guy. The secondary will make a lot of tackles for this Appalachian State football team.
Lewis Ivory had the big pub, but today it's been Hill's show. 97 yards rushing, 156 yards passing.
That's a little below his 181 average.
Just a tad. See what they do here on 3rd down. Hill looks like a busted play. Lunges to the 2 and the ball pops free. Furman recovers. Trying to get an extra yard. He nearly gave away the football. Now it's going to be 4th down. And it looks like Furman's going to try a field goal.
And on the road, we talk about it. On the road, that's right. Go for the 3 points. You are not at home. Coach Johnson is not at home. There's no reason to go for the touchdown here. You're on the road. Get you some separation where a touchdown is going to require a touchdown to beat you.
19-yard attempt for Danny Marshall. Right down the middle. And Furman gets 3 of them back. 12:51 to play. Fourth quarter. Furman by 6. Furman with a 6-point advantage now. 17-11. Danny Marshall with the field goal. His 8th of the season. And a chip shot at 19 yards. And for Bobby Johnson and the Paladins, a 60-yard drive for 12 plays.
And you know what? That 3 points is just like a touchdown, because what it does, it gives you a touchdown lead, number one. But more importantly, it's one of those back-at-you type scenarios where that's what you have to do. You have to stem the tide, especially when you're on the road, you're in control of the game. You got to do it.
Let's go, boy.
And Jerry Moore and the Mountaineers ready to get it back. Kickoff man is Jonathan Spruill, senior from Grovetown, Georgia. And the swirling wind again knocks the ball off the tee.
Bob, I got a question for you.
Yes,
Could somebody please send a memo to the guys down there? The ball's going to blow off the tee. Get out there. Put somebody there. That's the 7th or 8th time.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring out. And here he comes.
Just not happening, guys. Go ahead and stick somebody. I know it throws the coverage up. And what you're going to see, generally the guy who's holding the ball, he is the safety on that play. So that's one way you always know who your safety is, the guy who's responsible for making sure that they don't score a touchdown. Number 31 right there is the guy who's responsible.
Andre Stroman was the man who had to hold it. Here comes the return. Out to the 34-yard line. By number 34, Jerry Beard for Appalachian.
I've been talking about Watkins all day today, and what a big play guy he is. Jimmy Watkins leading the conference in both punt returns and kickoff returns. They've done a great job just kicking the ball away.
They mark Beard down at the 30, so that's where the Mountaineers will have it, 1st and 10. And stumbling out to the 31-yard line is the freshman Jose White. It's the 3rd time he's carried the ball today. Freshman from Rock Hill, South Carolina.
That's one of those tackles that's on number 27, as in the 27-yard line.
Yeah. Good-looking young men here with the leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are spiffy. Burchett unloading deep down the sideline. It's going to be tipped. It's going to be incomplete. Albee was the intended receiver, but Jamie, a lot of white shirts down there to defend.
And the thing is, ironically, he's actually throwing against the wind. If you can get a look at the flags are blowing the other direction. So he's actually throwing dead on into a headwind, as you talked about earlier, Bob. The wind's very difficult here in this stadium, and this kid's got an arm, so it's not as though he's underthrowing the ball. It's just that the winds are so tough, and when you get the ball up in the air like that, the winds are swirling here also, so it makes it even tougher.
That shot of the flag really doesn't do it justice. You can tell that by the trees around the stadium, but the wind continues to be a factor. Burchett now throws. It's again incomplete, trying to go over the middle to Rashad Slade.
Slade got the Gator arms going. I think we have to give out the old Gator Award here.
So 4th down, and the Mountaineers come up empty.
Nathan McKinney on to punt now for the Mountaineers.
McKinney to punt. Nathan at 40.7. That's right at his conference leading average. And Bear Reinhardt is the punt returner. You recall Furman lost Zach Spurzinski with his shoulder injury earlier in the game. This one's going to be touched at the 12, and that's where Furman the 22 rather, and that's where Furman will take over.
And if you notice, that last punt was just like a little drop down. I seen you play golf, Bob, like a little drop down 7-iron for you, where you got to keep the ball low and underneath the wind. And you'll see right there, the punt actually ended up getting up in the air. But what happens again? The wind is just beating the ball down, and so you got to tip your hat also to Furman's defense going in there and getting a 3-and-out. We haven't had a 3-and-out by Furman's defense since the first 2 series of the game.
48-yard punt. Every shot I have is a drop-down something in golf. Drop-down punt. Here is Justin Hill, and you see what he has done overall today. Not bad. 255 yards and a couple of scores, 1 running, 1 passing. But ball control eats some clock. That's the order of the day now for the Paladins. Hill spins on the option, takes it back to the line of scrimmage. But they do have to move the chains.
Absolutely.
There's still 11 and a half to go in the game.
And more importantly, as you say, I mean, what you just called is exactly what Furman's got to do. They got to chew that clock up, eat those chains up a little bit, but more importantly, they got to protect that football, because now's the time when Appalachian State's got to start reaching at that ball a little bit more. And I know that sounds stupid, instead of saying you should have been reaching at the ball the whole game, but guys, for whatever reason, try to do it a little bit more in the fourth quarter.
Nice tackle as he crosses the 25 out to the 26-yard line. Justin Severns, the junior from Cartersville, Georgia, who was number 2 on this ball club in tackles last year, comes up with a hit.
And you're going to see him just flow down the line right here. Does a good job of getting an ankle tackle right there, stopping the man from getting a first down.
So 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 6. Spin. Hill to the 30. That's it. And again, Severns is there, number 27.
Great job by the Appalachian State defense this time. Really, John Wiley doing a great job, his defense, of going 3-and-out for Furman. And you talked about it, Bob, earlier. I mean, you have to get something. And the thing is, here you have 10 minutes left in the game, 9 minutes, 51 seconds left in the game, and you got some action. We got a ball game.
Lee Willis controls the snap. Appalachian with pressure, low kick. Going to be through the hands of Watkins. It's a loose football, and Furman is going to recover. Oh, what a big mistake for Appalachian, and Furman is able to recover.
That's one of those plays where you just say, keep going. You just say, hey, keep going to the locker room. Great opportunity. You see the ball on the 35-yard line. Ball just snaps right through his hands, and just doesn't make a play at it.
Boy, does that hurt for the Mountaineers. It's a great break for Furman.
And tough thing here is the defense, Appalachian State's defense, has got to hold, because now what you'll do is if they score here, even a field goal, they're going to go up by 9 points, which means you got to have 2 scores instead of 1.
Like we say in hoop, it'll be a 2-possession game. And Ivory stretches over the 20 to the 19.
Got an opportunity to see there what I mean when I talk about pressing the hole with Ivory. He's a guy who, he's not going to try to dance around. He's going to try to get it north and south, but he has the ability to dance around. You see here in the stats, by second stats here. Wow.
Second down at the 19. Ivory, big hole right side, spins off a tackler, takes it to the 10. His most impressive run of the afternoon.
Absolutely. Good job of showing vision. I mean, when you look at a running back, and all great running backs, they have vision. Take a little look right here. You're going to see him work his way one way and then move right back to the back. You'll see right there, good job and a good spin move right there. making things happen. That's what great players do. You might have had a little face mask at the end there. But again, Appalachian State right now has got to find a way to dig down deep to stop this team from scoring.
First and goal for Furman at the Appalachian 10. And timeout.
Timeout, Furman.
That stops the clock with 8:26 to play. Furman 17, Appalachian 11. Another wounded warrior for the Mountaineers. We'll be back. Jerry Moore and the Mountaineers trying to put together a stand here to keep Furman out of pay dirt. 8:26 left. 17-11 Paladins. And they've got it first and goal at the 10. Hill, options. Gets hit pretty hard and dropped at the 7.
Yes, sir. Joe Best.
Joe Best on the stop.
That guy
Been
is
there all day.
everywhere. Watch right here on the replay.
Gain of 4.
Good job
Second and goal
optioning,
from the 6.
running the option here. And here comes from the left. Bam! Good football player. I tell you what, this Joe Best has been just a shining light for Appalachian State today.
Second and goal at the 6. Ivory straight ahead. Found a little more room after the initial hit.
Lewis Ivory on the carry.
Great effort by Ivory to get it close to the 2.
And this is just great, pure, gritty football. Guys flat backing people. And while he gets stopped right there in the hole by momentum, and Best is right there in the middle of the pile one more time. He'll get credit for that tackle, just so you know.
17-11 Furman. Paladins trying to put it what they hope would be out of reach with a touchdown. Hill looks, comes back to the left. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by Appalachian.
Hill's pass intercepted in the end zone.
Deshaun Martin. Why, Jamie Dukes, did he not throw that ball into the stand?
I have no idea whatsoever. We've talked about it. I've talked about the entire game. You've seen it right there the entire game. Hill has not made a mistake really today. And he just gave it away. We talked about it earlier. Throw the ball out of bounds, as you say. Throw the ball anywhere. Throw it up there at the scoreboard. But whatever you do not throw the ball. You see great coverage by the defense right here, and he just throws away. He's trying to find his man in the back of the end zone, but that's just one of those plays that you can't make. Big play for the Appalachian State defense. They needed to stop. They got to stop.
And the Mountaineers. And a penalty flag, 2 of them, as Albee goes out of bounds.
It looks like we're going to have a little holding.
You would know. 17-11. 17-11 Furman. 6:53 left.
Bob, I've been called for holding. I was called for holding in my entire career. 10 years in the NFL, 4 years of college. Maybe once or...
By the offense. It is a foul behind the end of the run. Will penalize 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
How many times is that?
Great job
today.
Couple times. Right there, you see right there, a young man who's played a tremendous game.
He knows.
You see him shaking his head right there. Knows, as you say, made a big mistake. But if you notice the last 2 series here, Appalachian State offensively has imploded really with penalties and poor execution in the toughest time.
Now Burchett throws. That's pass interference. That ball's going to be taken away, but it's going to be pass interference on Furman. Will Boughton on the back of the receiver. That's going to cost the Paladins.
Zoc running really just kind of a little flat route there and having a little discussion here.
Pass interference against the defense. It's a spot foul. It'll be at the foul. First down.
That does not make life easier for Bobby Johnson.
You're going to see just a little flat route out here, and you see right there just a little bit early. But more importantly, what you have is first down and 10 as opposed to first and 20, which it was at the beginning of that play.
The 9th penalty of the game, 5th against Furman. Nice looking run here by Razak. Razak comes through midfield, gets into the 49 with 6:23 left in the fourth quarter. Kareem Razak, we've been waiting for him to break one today.
Watch right here on the replay. What you're going to see is the guy basically just come right around the outside right here. A little draw play right there. And what he does is just good job of executing by the offensive line. They do a good job of sealing the corner right there. It makes one guy miss. But more importantly, I want you to see the speed of the Furman defense. They got 3 guys. Look at all these guys from Furman down here trying to save a touchdown.
32-yard gain for Razak. That's his biggest carry of the season. Razak to the 40. Down to the 37.
First down, Mountaineers.
And the guy who really makes that play was Cornatzer, the fullback.
He's going so good, he came out of his shoe.
That's when you're real fast. See, I never had that problem running out of my shoe. But Cornatzer does a good job on that last play of just hitting the corner, blocking his guy, opening the seam for the big play.
First down at 10. Toss. Beard. 32. 5.5 to go.
I go back to the offensive line and talk. Remember the first half again. On first down, if they got a yard, they were lucky. Here it is, second down now, and they pull off 5 yards. Again, the question of the day remains, how many plays can the Furman defense hold up? Early on, play tremendous defense early on, but how can you continue to play when you have a lot of plays?
Appalachian has accumulated 368 yards today, but only 1 touchdown. Here's Burchett going. He's got a man open. Oh, what a beautiful defensive play. What a play by Chris Lowry. May have saved the game.
Absolutely. And again, going into the wind. You know, he's got to put a little extra on it. Watch right here.
Appalachian had a touchdown here.
Absolutely. Watch right here. Great play action fake. You see everybody going over here. Not enough air. He's wide open right there, but you just got to put a little more air on it. But again, as I talked about, the wind is blowing in and is beating the ball down, so you got to put a little extra on it.
Third down from the 32. Burchett to pass. Under pressure. Throwing. And it's complete to the 25. It'll be a first down. Nice grab by Wilcox. Smith defending, but not in time to prevent the first down.
And the guy who really makes this play happen is the center Elkin, who does a great job of picking up a couple of guys. But you're going to see right here, watching receivers. But up here in the pile, you're going to see the center pick up a couple of guys. Good job right there of executing, finding a space, getting to the first down marker. More important.
4:35 to go. A touchdown ties it. Here's the toss to Beard. To the 22. Appalachian has 3 timeouts remaining. Furman 1. That clock continues to roll. The Mountaineer faithful sensing that they're going to be able to pull this game out of the fire. Will Boughton made the last tackle.
And on a bad play here, 3 yards. Again, early on in the game, Appalachian State was not gaining an inch. And now, even on bad plays, they're getting 3 yards, keeping it in somewhat normal situation, 2nd and 7.
Beard, great anticipation. That time coming up from his middle linebacking spot, Will Boughton made a great play just to get a hand on Beard to slow him down, and it was enough to knock him off stride.
The two guys we've talked about, you've heard me talk about best, but the middle linebacker here, you're going to see Boughton shoot the gap, make a big play. That's what great players do. More importantly, that's what leaders do. Players see that, and you see the celebration right there. That's right, rally around that guy. The leaders on this team will shine in critical situations.
Huge third down for Appalachian. They'll do out of the shotgun. Burchett looks under pressure. He throws. It's complete at the 5-yard line, down to the 3, to the 2. Joey Gibson.
What a ball game.
Clock stops as they reset the change. 3:03 left.
You're going to see a quarterback. Good job. Quarterback now does make some mistake because he's supposed to stay inside his block. He doesn't help his offensive lineman out, but playmakers making plays. And watch the second effort here. You're going to see a guy, he's at the 4-yard line. Keep going, keep pushing. I want to win this football game. That's what you look for.
Appalachian down 6. 3 to go. Beard, touchdown.
Bob, you talked about it at breakfast this morning about the kicking game. It is 17-17.
They have had, Appalachian being they, have had a terrible time with points after. This time it's going to be right. He's missed 3 this season. But if he can make this one, the Mountaineers will have the lead. Assigned.
I'd ice him right now. I'd call a timeout right my last time.
That would be their last one. They don't. The kick is up and the kick is good. Appalachian takes the lead for the first time today, and it comes with 2:42 left in the contest. Jerry Beard from a yard away ties it, and Wright's kick puts Appalachian in front by 1. That number 1 Mama's got there could represent a 1-point lead for Appalachian. They have come back. They're going to have to count on their defense one more time, though. Jerry Beard got the TD to tie the game. Officially a 2-yard run. Wright's kick makes it 18-17. But Furman still got a timeout left and 2:40 to go in the game. The kickoff, a boomer to the end zone, and a touchback. We talked about Justin Hill and what a tremendous game he's played, but the one glaring mistake that he made was throwing that pass up for grabs in the end zone. Deshaun Martin intercepted. Appalachian took it all the way down the field to score and go ahead. Now Furman has one last chance.
And the thing about it is this is not his game. The one hole that Hill has in his game, he is not a drop back passer. You see the numbers there. Crazy game.
Appalachian usually yields less than 100, but not against Furman today. One more defensive stand, though, and they'll have a key victory. Hill looks to run. Just a couple. Out to the 23. Clock rolls. 2:28. Best with another tackle. He has got to be approaching some kind of record.
Yes, he does. I don't necessarily agree with the call, but at the same time, there is a lot of time on the clock. You can rattle off a couple of draws.
Paladins have one timeout left. Nearly intercepted. Oh, a dangerous pass in traffic. Severns nearly got it. We showed him on the sideline a moment ago. He had an injury to his pinky on the left hand, but back in there, nearly picked off the pass that would have sealed the game.
Like Ronnie Lott, gonna bite it off. Hey, just bite it off, kid. That's right. Be tough. Tape it up and let's go. This is the game of the year.
And this may be the play of the game right here. 3rd down. Hill hit as he throws. Incomplete.
me say it earlier. If it touches your hands, you're supposed to catch the football. Hill saw that he was in trouble and still was able to stand in there and make a play. The receiver must catch that football.
Now 4th down. Coming into the game, Furman was 4 for 5 this year at 4th down conversions. They'd missed on a 4th down earlier today. They've got to make it here to have a chance to pull this game out. Hill to pass. Hill looking. Hill scrambling. He's got to get some yards. He's going to throw it down the middle, and it's intercepted. Corey Hall. And a penalty flag.
Great players make great plays. That's what you call a prime time play to throw the dagger in the team. A couple of flags down there. They might be blocking in the back. They might be this, that, and the other. It don't matter. The game has been taken over by Mr. Corey Hall and the play that he made. I also go back to a play that he made down on the goal line to stop him, and then it ended up leading to the interception on the other side on the last drive.
A minute 40 left. I'm not sure what all this is about.
Well, we got a couple of flags. I think he might have been.
So we have multiple fouls. We have an illegal pass against the offense.
Right.
That's going to be refused. It is refused. We have a block in the back that will be penalized on the return team.
So the interception stands, and now Furman has just one chance to stop the clock.
On a 4th down play.
First down, Mountaineers at the 39-yard line.
They'll take the ball at the 39-yard line. Appalachian. Handoff. And Razak with a nice game. As we mentioned, Furman has one timeout left. And they may have burned it right here.
And the best thing that could have happened to Furman is Razak not getting the first down, which it looked like, because what that means is now you got to take the timeout.
Second down and 1.
And they take it with a minute 33 to go in the game. Appalachian 18, Furman 17. Back in a moment. One minute, 33 seconds left in the 4th. Appalachian 18 and Furman 17. And the Paladins out of timeouts and pretty helpless right now, as Appalachian needs only a yard to get a first. Bouncing off the fullback corner. That's it. He's going to run 40, 35, 30 and take it down before he went out of bounds. They'll stop it to set the change with a minute 23 left. And what a big run by the senior from Advanced North Carolina.
3 knees down and the game is over. Furman cannot stop the clock. So really all they have to do is just take a knee, put somebody back, say not at the 50-yard line on the middle of that A, put them at the 20-yard line so they can make sure that nothing happens.
Appalachian is going to improve to 4-1 overall and 3-0 in the conference. And Furman will suffer its first defeat. They'll drop to 5-1 and 2-1. They were going to try for a 6-0 record for the first time in school history, but instead they come to Boone and they will be denied.
Talked about it. There is nothing that can be done right now. It really goes back, ironically, to the play that Razak makes, getting 9 yards on first down, not getting the first down, but coming up a yard short, forcing Furman to use their timeout. That meant that when they did get the first down, there was no time to stop the clock.
Burchett takes a knee, and that will do it. A week of anguish after the accident, a week of recovery, and Appalachian puts together a strong second half, and they take one away from Furman late in the fourth quarter. The best 1AA game of the day, and it lived up to its billing. Appalachian comes from behind in the final quarter of this game to defeat the Furman Paladins 18-17. We'll be back to wrap things up from Kid Brewer Stadium right after these words. Our final score, Appalachian 18, Furman 17. What an interesting turn of events here in Boone, North Carolina today. Midway through the fourth quarter, Furman had a 6-point lead at 17-11, and it looked like they were getting ready to ice a victory here against their rivals, the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. But Jamie Dukes, it didn't turn out that way. A key interception in the end zone opened the door for Appalachian, and they took full advantage.
I talked about Hill not making mistakes all day, talking about, and you're going to see right here, this young man has played a tremendous football game, but he takes a chance and throws the ball and really just throws it up for grasp, and you'll see what happens right there at the there's nothing left. Why throw that football there? They go up 9 points, make it almost impossible for them to lose the game at that juncture in the game.
Just a field goal, all they needed. But Deshaun Martin for Appalachian jumps out and gets the interception. That gave the Mountaineers the ball at the 20. They took it right down the field, and Jerry Beard takes it in from 2 yards away.
And the key play on this drive, you go back to, they had a penalty, and it was 1st and 20. And so you had an interference play that really was a 5-yard dinky-dinky-do type play. And so that ends up giving them 1st and 10. They get in a normal situation, and they go down and score a touchdown.
The touchdown tied the game, and then Wright's kick puts Appalachian in front 18-17, and they're able to run out the clock. So the Mountaineers, with this big victory, they stay unbeaten in the Southern Conference. They tie Georgia Southern at the top of the heap at 3-0. Georgia Southern plays Western Carolina in Cullowhee later today. It's the first defeat for Furman, and Appalachian not only will look to move up in the conference standings, but they also look to move up in the national 1AA rankings that will come out early next week. So for Appalachian, talk about going from the frying pan to the fire. Look what's next. A trip to Statesboro.
Not fun place. You talk about Adrian Peterson, a guy who is everybody's All-American, Walter Payton Award-winning running back, and they've got their hands full. There's no question about it. But if they can get through there some kind of way, find a way to win on the road, it's smooth sailing.
They did it to Ivory. Can they do it to Peterson? As far as the Furman Paladins are concerned, they've got an in-state rival, Citadel, coming up next. Then a journey to Johnson City for East Tennessee State to round out the month of October. But a tough defeat, because I'm sure Bobby Johnson and all the Paladins felt like they had this one right in the back pocket, going in to score at minimum a field goal that would have put them up 9, but instead the interception really cost them.
But you know, when you look at the flow of this football game, the one thing that you can see is that Appalachian State was clearly the dominating team when you think about a great football game on both sides. But at the same time, Appalachian just had a problem. They were going between the 20s, as you talked about, the entire game, and weren't getting points on the board.
But they got them when it counted, and the Mountaineers come from behind in the fourth quarter to knock off Furman 18-17, our final score. Well, that's going to do it for us today from Boone, North Carolina. For Jamie Dukes, this is Bob Rathbun. Coming up next, it's East Carolina and Memphis. And let us send you to Memphis, Tennessee. Here's Joel Myers and Trevor Manage.